Hi, I'm DC, and actually, I didn't come here to react to Girls Rules. That was, even though, MilkLove is wonderful. The real reason I'm here is because secretly I'm a part of the librarian police, and I've come here for both you, Topher, and Edison. Topher, you still owe me Cat in the Hat from when you took it out in fifth grade. And there's charges. And then also, Edison, why did you write in the books? I mean, if you know you're not going to read them, but why do you write in them and draw in them?
Wait, that doesn't work on my end if I do that. I turned my camera off, but it doesn't work when I'm recording. Oh, there we go. Okay, I turned it off. Okay, let's try that.
I'll give you therapy game. Will that work?
Therapy game.
It's like Cat in the Hat. A lot less cats and a lot more dick downs.
Okay. Well, we need therapy game.
Okay. Hi, I'm Topher, and I didn't really come here to react to Girl Rules. My secret identity is I'm actually sponsored by Pennzoil. If you watched Will and Grace, you'll understand.
Hi, I'm Edison, and you think that I came here to react to Girl Rules, but in fact, I'm just here to see my friends on a weekly basis. That's why I'm here. I'm sorry I tricked you all. I was just trying to make friends.
Wait, what's the truth? What's the truth? Is it you trying to make friends, or are they your friends?
And getting mixed signals.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this corner of YouTube that is Femmes React with the one, the only, the therapy game, Topher. Yay! So we have been chuggling along.
Juggling?
No, we've been chuggling.
Yes, we have. It's a new talent.
I think that's what we're doing.
Chugging along on Girls Rules. Last week I did episode 9, and we're about to get into episode 10, which is firmly into the third act. But before we go into that, we'll just go over last episode. Last episode, we had the big reveal. Ari came out and she was just like, you know what? I'm really like the girl that you killed, Bambi. That was, in fact, Prim, I don't care about you. Like, you're not like, any of that. I came here for revenge on Bambi. And then Prim was just, her feelings were all hurt. She was just like, what? What? You don't want me. Everybody wants me. But what? But then we see also Bambi that, dealing with the accident and things like that. We've seen earlier in the series that it was an emotional thing for her. And one thing that I love seeing in here, Bambi has a therapist. Like, she has therapy. Love is not going to fix her. Like, this is like, I mean, love can't fix you, but like, also there's other things involved. I think also not only with therapy, but she's on a prescription medication. And I think that for those people who need it under a doctor's advice and supervision, drugs or medical drugs can actually help you with whatever you're going through. So I think that's an important message here. Like, sometimes not therapy just can help. Therapy can also help, but also sometimes prescribed medication taken as needed and as prescribed also can help. And so getting those extra tools in your toolbox to use. That being said, Ari was like, You need that little tool to help you? No. And she snatched it and she started playing her little games. Not even playing her little games, or putting her plans in deals. I think like last episode, it was that big reveal. And I'll probably go into like depth about, I know that especially in a lot of these videos and a lot of reactions, we talk about, or it gets traction about what's bad, like what is horrible about this, what is the criticisms and stuff like that. But I want to take a little time to talk about what went right, what good part of storytelling, and how that came about, and like why it worked. Like, and because there are often times where the big reveals don't work, but there's a special reason why this worked in this story. However, also it worked really well. You can't do it again, and that's the thing about, or like magic tricks and stuff like that, or this type of story writing, or these devices. You can only do it once in a story because like then now the audience is looking for it, or then the audience is like, okay, all right, this is the way it goes. And with that, I also put it in contextualization, also within horror movies. So I see. You looked up, but yeah. So that happened with Prim and Bambi. Sha and Gloria, they're like, Sha like just realized that she loves Gloria because she pushes her buttons, and that's great. Also with the reveal, we did get more exposition. So it wasn't just a reveal, but also it added into the story. It wasn't a reveal for the fact of it to be a reveal, but also it had an extra exposition in that it fit in that piece of the puzzle that was missing this whole time, about that timeline, about why Bambi was going to see Prim and what she was doing, and then also all of these latent questions that were answered. But the way that, and I'm going to put it right now, the way that this story works, and this is one thing that I feel, I really don't feel like there's like a side ship in these three. I think these three couples have all been getting their equal time and equal exposition through this. And while we may have our favorites, that doesn't really feel like anybody's playing like second fiddle. All of their own internal relationship, strife and all that kind of good stuff does have like weight to it, but everybody's getting equal time, and I think that also fills the space. And it's not just like, okay, focusing on like the main ship, focusing only on MilkLove, and then not really like focusing on like NamFilm or like ViewMim, and then like just having like, oh my God, nothing. But I'm glad that each of them are getting their own due and stuff like that. But anyway, at the end, I'll go more into like why it worked and things like that. But Edison, have you had any thoughts about the story so far, last episode or anything like that?
We said it last episode. I mean, I really enjoyed it. The show has been really great, and it's built up to that moment, and obviously what comes next is what I'm curious about now. This isn't a criticism, but I think because there's been so much happening, I haven't felt a sense of romance yet, and that's very sporadic with any type of show. So it's not like in particular to this show, but I hope that, you know, if we're winding down, we'll focus on the romance, and that'll be emphasized, because I think it's just me, but like I'm not a fan, or I don't really connect with like a push and pull relationship. I like more of a mutual understanding or a kind relationship or a caring relationship. So I hope we see some of that.
Topher, how are your heels?
I haven't had any complaints yet. Well, since my co-hosts are neglecting to mention it this week, I guess I will say it. Jerome.
You know what? No. First and foremost, no. First and foremost, what I decided last week was not to say Jerome during a GL and save it for a BL. Okay. No men.
No men allowed.
You're not centering a man's name. What you're not going to do is...
Fine, valid. I take it back. Marger. But yeah, I think everything that I said last week, I still stand on. The acting, especially from Bambi, was very, very well done. I love eat up the soft little ice cream moments with Shasha and Gloria. They're adorable, and I'm happy that they finally reached this point of, okay, fine, let's try. I like you. Let's try. So hopefully that will continue forward through the end, and we don't have any more bumps in the road for them. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what happened with the schoolgirl and her chaperone. Yes, thank you. I don't remember what happened with that last episode.
Okay, so they had big love moments. They had the big love moments with the boombox.
Oh, the boombox in the rain. Okay, yes, they're in love. Good for them. I'm happy they're in love. I still would love to see some more exploration, or maybe confrontation, or acknowledgement with the family dynamic, because we had that awkward dinner and it's like, you see what my family's like. But I'd like that to go somewhere. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where they take the things, because last few episodes I keep saying, we've got this many episodes left and we've wrapped up this storyline. I don't know what's next. And then they introduce something else. I'm like, oh, okay. And then that gets resolved. I'm like, we still have this many episodes left. What are we going to do? So I'm hoping that they have enough story that's still interconnected enough to the existing framework they've built that they can flesh out the next 3 episodes and it doesn't start to feel long and fillery. That's my only concern at this moment, but we'll see. And heels have been healing, I think. The report was, we had heels last week. Yeah, and we shook up the ship. Yeah, the report was wonderful. It was a wonderful week in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Sponsored by Pennzoil. Yes.
Okay, I'm actually not even going to do all of this. Just quickly, the reason, I just wanted to point out why, the reveal worked. And the reason that it worked and why the audience maybe not suspected Ari is because it was set up way back in episode 1. Because in episode 1, the set of expectation was that everybody wanted Prem, and then Gloria was just one of another person that wanted Prem. So the stakes were that, this is just another person who wanted Prem, and the stakes is that she's trying to get her away from Bambi and all that kind of stuff. That was the expectations that was delivered in the first and through the first act. But then also you had Bambi's accident. Now, a lot of times in what we show you and what they give you is like, okay, you know what? This is logics in the story. I've talked about this before, way back on my channel about logics. And the whole thing about logic is about cause and effect. Now, there's a myriad of different things. You have cause and effect inside of the story in and of itself, but then also you have cultural causes and effect. And sometimes we bring our own cultural bias to this. So sometimes the cause and effect in the story doesn't make sense to us because in our culture, we don't have that cause and effect. But there's certain causes and effect in a story. Okay, this happens and this happens. The cause of it was the accident, and then the effect was happening to Bambi and Prim, and we think that's all. However, there's externalities in which a lot of viewers never think about when they're watching, or they think, oh, there's the effect right there. It's affecting Bambi, it's affecting this and this. But there's always extra effects. There can be more than one effects. Externalities is a thing from economics in which you have whatever's going on, it affects a third party not in the original relationship. So the externality can be either a profit or a neglect, or something good or something bad. And what it was is that you have this knock-on effect, and that externality was airy. Butterfly effect, whatever you want to saw it. So that being said, these reveals can only happen once. Like this big reveal can only happen once. And it was set up all the way in episode 1. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Topher, about this, but I remember that I think it was by Saw 3. Saw 3. It was a job interview. It was 3 or 4 because in
might have been 4, 3 or 4, one of those.
Oh, 3 or 4, yeah. 3 or 4. And because what you had setting up in the movie series is 1, okay, this is who Jigsaw was, and then 2, this is who Jigsaw was, and then we're coming up to Saw 3, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, but he was looking for a replacement. Oh, okay, that's what this person is doing. And so it was all set up with their expectations. Now, I do want to point out, there's also another part, is that it also gave exposition. It gave more exposition about, okay, this is also, here's that missing timeline that we've kind of been like thinking about, but then also putting in. One of the things that also made the episode so good and really got to the heart of the series is that it's about relationships. And now we came in and said, okay, this is going to be messy and all this other kind of stuff. But then you have in there men saw and other people going up to Prim, being caring, being like, okay, this guy care. And just like, I remember that thing. It's like, okay, you know what? Not that I'm going to fix it. Let me be with you. And I really was thinking about that, because also I was thinking about, even though I was giving like Prim a hard time about not understanding men, I think that men wouldn't have showed up if she didn't see Prim as a friend, even though she was given a hard time about not being an out lesbian and things like that. If you kind of look at it another way, she was just being friendly and saying, okay, this is what your actions are doing to somebody else, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it all came from a good place. It wasn't about Prim being just angry or anything like that. So, and this series is just really about relationships. And I know that, like, while messy, toxic relationships are sexy and entertaining, they're complex. And that's where the complexity of these relationships are coming out, because you still have people like, even like Bambi and Sasha, who are like, sometimes at odds, but then also they respect each other. I still think that there's a respect. It's like, okay, care and all this other kind of stuff. And it's really about relationships. It's really about how you deal with them, how you like interact with another person. The series exposition drops for the 3 couples equally. It's like, okay, firstly, we get this one couple, and then we get another couple, and then we get another couple, and then another couple, where each person comes forward and it's like their episode. This is their episode. Like I can say, okay, you know what? There's something going on equally within each couple's relationship. It's not just like, okay, because with men and pre-out, we had the ex who's coming after them. We had the pelvic exam, and then we had the roommate and all this other kind of stuff. So each of them are getting their shine. It's not just like a MilkLove property. Forget everybody else, but and yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about, how it does correctly. Unfortunately, it's not a post-mortem because that's what is done correctly so far. It could be the horse. It could honestly be the horse meme, which is great, great. But I have faith. Gotta have faith like George Michael.
I mean, we're pretty deep into the horse, so like, if it ends up becoming the front half, it's a very abrupt change.
Like we have a lot of fertile ground for other stuff to come out. Now, what they do with that fertile ground, if they plant, daisies, that'd be one thing.
โคตรใหญ่เลยอะอยู่ติดริมทะเลด้วยต้องรวยขนาดไหนเนี่ยหาถึงซื้อได้
ซื้อไปก็เท่านั้นน่ะสุดท้ายก็ไม่ค่อยได้อยู่ดีนานๆทีเราจะมาช่วงที่ไม่อยากเจอคน
นึกว่าเป็นบ้านพักตากอากาศที่ซื้อเอาไว้พาสาวๆมาฮอลิเดย์
สาวๆที่ไหนล่ะเราพาเธอมาคนแรกเลยเราอยากให้เธอรู้ไว้นะว่าเธอสำคัญกับเรามากๆไม่ว่าเราจะคบหรือว่าคุยกับผู้หญิงคนไหนไม่มีใครทำให้เราสบายใจเท่าอยู่กับเธอเลยมีคำถามอะไรอีกไหม
Will you marry me,
ไม่สงสัยแล้วสบายใจแล้ว
I don't want to marry you. I just want to be y'all kids. Mom and mommy.
All right, well, that's the end of the series. We can end it there.
Okay, well,
Amazing.
all right, so what did y'all think about 10th episode, everyone? You first, Edison.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I see what you did there.
So what did you think about the 10th episode and the finishing of the series?
I thought it was a great way to finish out the series. I thought that all of the writing culminated perfectly into the final moment. Yeah, I GMM knocked it out the park.
จะพักใจไม่ไปที่มันไกลๆหน่อยวะฮะมาโฮสเทลกูทำไมอยู่ห่างจากบ้านพวกมึงแค่ครึ่งชั่วโมง
เอ้าก็อยากเปลี่ยนบรรยากาศไงนี่แค่ได้นอนที่พักใหม่มันก็เหมือนพักใจแล้วเจ๊รู้ตัวปะเนี่ยว่าเจ๊ได้ลูกค้ารายใหญ่นะพวกหนูพักสักวีคนึงเป็นไง
แต่ถ้าอยากได้อะไรอะบอกพี่เลยนะเพราะว่าพี่อยู่ทั้งวันทั้งคืนแต่แอนนาเขาจะไปบอสซัมละ
คืนนี้ไปจ้ะหยุดวันหนึ่งเนาะเห็นในปีมันหยุดงานพาแฟนมาพักก็ต้องเอาบ้างปะไม่ได้ดูแลกันเลยอะใช่ไหมนะไม่กลัวแล้วตามสบายเลยนะจะสวีทที่ถึงสวรรค์ก็เต็มที่ได้เลยนะจ๊ะเตียงแข็งแรงมาก
พูดอะไรของเจ๊เรื่องอะมาถ่ายรูปให้เนี่ยแอเรียลออกมาขอโทษแล้วนะคนเขาเข้าใจกันแล้วแต่ฉันว่าแกอย่าเพิ่งเข้าโซเชียลตอนนี้เลยดีกว่าคนมันยังขุดนู่นนี่นั่นอยู่เยอะฉันไม่อยากให้แกเสพอะไรที่มันทำร้ายจิตใจแกอีกแล้วจะพยายามแล้วกันเอ้ยฉันว่าฉันปิดเครื่องหนีทุกคนเลยดีกว่า แล้วแกอยากไปไหนอยากทำอะไรแกบอกฉันได้เลยนะ ฉันจะพาไปเอง
แกจะว่างจริงหรือเปล่าเถอะ ผู้กำกับมือทองอย่างแกเอาเวลาไปทำงานเถอะฉันอยู่ได้
นี่ฉันเคลียร์งานเสร็จหมดแล้ว ฉันอยู่กับแกได้ทั้งวันอะ
จริงอ่ะเป็นไปได้ด้วยเหรอ คนบ้างานอย่างแกเนี่ยนะ
นั่นมันปริมคนเก่า ปริมคนใหม่
Everyone's a new version of
You're fan
themselves. Good for them.
We love new people.
I'm the new me. I don't know what that
กอด
means.
แกแบบนี้ทั้งวัน
That's
เลย
why I hate new people.
I
แกดูแลฉัน
I
ดี
hate
เกิน
old
ไปหรือเป
people.
ล่า
I
ทำไม
hate
อะ
people.
ก็ฉันกลัวแกเป็น
I
อะไรไป
hate
อีกอะ
people.
ถ้าแกเป็นอะไรขึ้นมา
Valid.
ฉันจะอยู่ยังไง
Have you ever met a person? Oh my god.
ฉันอยากทำให้แกยิ้มได้ทั้งวันเลย เริ่มจากยิ้มยังแฮปปี้ไหมไปลองเตียงกันไหมไปไหม
Why y'all
คอนเซปต์ที่เราคุยกันมีตติ้งที่แล้วบอสชอบมากๆเลยค่ะ ชมแล้วชมอีกบอสไม่ใช่คนที่จะชอบอะไรง่ายๆด้วย
ต้องขอบคุณที่ไว้ใจเฮาเล็กๆแบบพวกเราค่ะ ทีมงานทุกคนตื่นเต้นแล้วก็เต็มที่มาก
แต่ไทม์ไลน์ตอนนี้เราต้องเร่งขึ้นมาหน่อยนะคะ อาจต้องถ่ายอาทิตย์หน้า
ๆอาทิตย์หน้าเหรอคะ
อาทิตย์หน้าพี่ปิมยังลาอยู่เลยค่ะ
งั้นเราต้องหาผู้กำกับมากำกับแทนปริม
หรอคะ น่าเสียดายจังเลยนะคะ เพราะว่าบอสเนี่ยชอบคุณปริมมากๆเลยค่ะ
And your boss gonna have to wait another
ที่นี่
week
ก็เพราะ
then.
ว่าคุณปริมเลยนะคะ แล้วก็วันงานเนี่ยบอสว่าจะมาดูงานด้วยตัวเองด้วยนะคะ
What if
มิ
we...
นช่วยคุยกับคุณปริมให้หน่อยได้ไหมคะ
Not you coming in and saying like
ได้ค่ะ เดี๋ยวมินจะลองคุยดู
should have been part of the
เรายัง
proposal.
คอนเฟิร์มที่จะถ่ายที่ภูเก็ตใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะที่ภูเก็ตค่ะ
Well, she can just holiday in Phuket. I don't know. Hey, 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 hey.
Ah,
Hey, hey.
โอ๊ย
พี่โอเคไหม พี่อยู่นี่ก่อน เดี๋ยวแพลวทำให้นะ
มีคนเรียกไปสัมภาษณ์งานบ้างหรือยัง
ยังเลยอ่ะพี่ แต่นี้ก็ส่งไปหลายที่แล้วนะ แต่ไม่มีใครเรียกเลย
พี่ก็อยากรับเรามาทำงานที่นี่นะ แต่ตอนนี้บริษัทก็เอาแน่เอานอนไม่ได้ อีปิมก็มาโดนแบมบี้สิงอีก
ไม่เป็นไรหรอกพี่ แพลวไม่อยากให้เราทำงานด้วยกันอ่ะ ถึงจะอยากเจอพี่24 ชั่วโมงก็เถอะ แต่ก็อยากให้มีช่วงเวลาที่คิดถึงกัน แบบเหนื่อยจากงาน แล้วได้เจอหน้าแฟน ก็กอดกันแบบเนี้ย
No, I think Prim and Bambi deserve a break. After
I
last.
cannot imagine working with whoever I'm dating.
ขอโทษลืมไปว่าอยู่ออฟฟิศอะ
ไม่เป็นไร อยู่ที่ไหนก็กอดได้ พี่ไม่สนอะไรหรอก มากกว่ากอดยังทำได้เลย
HR?
oh, there's HR.
อีกแล้ว ขอโทษค่ะ
It's not even that y'all are lesbians or anything like that. It's like it's unprofessional.
เอาอะไรเปล่า
ถ้างั้นฝากหยิบแก้วสีเหลืองให้หน่อยได้ไหม
Right.
คะ
It's like she keeps apologizing. Like, baby, you're literally just walking into rooms in your place of business. That is not your fault.
Wait, is this the beach episode for jails?
It might be.
นี่เธอ
There is
like
order.
ด้วยนะบ้างไหมเนี่ย
Yeah, if we don't go to a beach, if we go on vacation, it usually has the same effect.
เธอเนี่ยนะไม่มั่นใจฝุ่นเป๊ะขนาดนี้
เราไม่เคยมองว่าตัวเองเป๊ะเลยนะเธอรู้ไหมว่าเวลาเราทำงานอะเราต้องคอยสะกดจิตตัวเองว่าฉันสวย ฉันสวย ฉันทำได้ ฉันมั่นใจ ถ้าเลือกได้เราไม่อยากเป็นเลยนางแบบ คิดว่าจะเลิกเหมือนกัน
เฮ้ยเลิกทำได้ไง เธอกำลังดังนะ
ก็ทำแล้วมันไม่มีความสุขอะ
แล้วเลิกทำแล้วจะได้ทำอะไร
ก็อาจจะพักสักปี2 ปี ลองไปค้นหาตัวเอง ไม่ก็อาจจะไปเที่ยวไปเรียนหรือว่า อยู่กับเธอทั้งคืนทั้งวันก็ได้
ใครจะอยากอยู่กับเธอทั้งวันทั้งคืนไม่เอาอ่ะ
โอ้
She want to take a gap
นี่เพิ่ง
year.
คบกันเบื่อแล้วเหรอ เรายังมีอะไรที่ทำให้เธอใจเต้นได้อยู่นะ แต่รู้ไหมเมื่อก่อนเราเป็นคนเบื่อคนง่ายมากเลยนะ แต่พอเจออะไรที่ใช่แล้วอะเราไม่มีทางปล่อยไว้แน่
เธอรู้ปะเมื่อก่อนเวลาเธอพูดอะไรเลี่ยนๆแบบเนี้ยไม่เข้าหูเลย แต่ตอนนี้ก็พอใช้ได้
นี่เปลี่ยนจากหมั่นไส้เป็นรักแล้วเหรอ
รักเลยเหรอ เร็วไปเปล่าค่อยๆไต่เลเวลหน่อย
งั้นก็ถือว่าเป็นชาเลนจ์แล้วกัน เราจะค่อยๆไต่ระดับของเธอ
นี่ ฉันชอบคนง่าย แต่รักคนยากนะ
Okay, so we have the direction of this.
เราลงมาเล่นน้ำด้วยกันไหม
I need to redo my phone.
I do like that top.
ระวังนะ อร่อยนะ
แล้วก็หยอดนะอย่างนั้นแหละครับ
แอมบี้
Has she been rogue the whole series? Because like I noticed it like last
ตอน
episode
เด็
or the
กๆอะ
episode
ฉันชอบ
before.
มากเลยนะตุ๊กตาเนี่ย เวลา
I
แม่
don't
พาไป
remember
งาน
the
วัด
early
อะ
episodes.
ฉันนั่งเพ้นท์คนเดียวได้ทั้งคืนเลย นี่ฉันสะสมเต็มบ้านเลยนะ
จริงเหรอ แล้วของฉันล่ะพอจะสะสมได้ไหม
เฮ้ยทำไมของแกสวยจัง ของแกก็สวยออก
แกอวยเกินไปปะ
ไม่ได้อวยเกินไป เหนื่อยยัง อ่ะ นี่
But she hasn't finished painting.
แกกินเลย
Was this like a sip and paint by
ป
the
กติ
sea?
ชิ้นสุด
What?
ท้ายแกจะต้องเป็นคนกินตลอดนะ ยิ่งเป็นขนมไทยด้วย ไม่มีทางที่แกจะให้ฉันกินอ่ะ
ก็ฉันเห็นแกอยากกินเหมือนกันอะกินเลย เร็ว เขาบอกว่าชิ้นสุดท้ายแฟนสวย ซึ่งมันไม่ได้จำเป็นสำหรับฉันเลย เพราะว่าแฟนฉันสวยอยู่แล้ว อ่ะเอ้าไปไหนอะ
ฉันไม่ชอบเลยอ่ะ ที่แกทำแบบเนี้ย
ไม่ชอบอะไร
แกทำเหมือนฉันเป็นคนป่วยอ่ะเทฉันด้วยความสงสาร กลัวว่าฉันจะเป็นอะไรไป แกทำแบบนี้ทำไมอ่ะ
ฉันก็อยากเป็นแฟนที่ดีอะ
ปกติแกก็เป็นอยู่แล้วปะ
ได้ อะไรของแกเนี่ย หาแบมบี้
Fine, it looks like shit. I'm sorry.
กินแล้วปากก็เลย
Right.
เรื่อง
And you smell.
Right.
ตอนไปผมได้เลยตั้งแต่หน้าสีอะฮะ
ฉลับง่วงอ่ะ
And you know what? Give me back my food. I'm hungry. I bought
ใจ
for.
เอง ส
งแล้วใช่ไหมคะ
Your feasting.
ไม่ต้องผ่อนอ่ะผลงานศิลปินระดับโลกเอาไปสะสมซะ
I don't want this, this little macaroni necklace thing.
เร็วเบบี้อะไร หนู
ใช่ใช่
หมา หนู อะไรอ่ะ หมูใช่เห็นไหมเป็นไงตัวใหญ่ชา
ไม่รู้แหละแบบมีเก่งใครแพ้คู่นั้นล้างจานจ้ะปลามาดาว5 4 3ไก่จิกตายไม่ต้องดีใจค่ะคะแนนคือเยอะกว่าพวกมึงไปล้างจาน
ได้หนูคำไหนคำนั้นอยู่แล้วไม่โกงโอเครักก็ได้
ว่าไงไม่อยู่กับกูเนี่ยไม่มีจะคุยด้วยอ่ะบอกมึงปิดเครื่อง
That's a
คน
reason.
วะ
It's the rain.
แล้วว่าจะปิดโทรศัพท์
This is why.
เดี๋ยวมานะ
So this is why I turn off my phone. And then people around me, I turn off their phone too.
ว่าไงดีจ้ะเจ็บคอแล้วอะชนเถอะไปเป็นไรโทรไปทั้งวันไม่รับ
กูบอกไปแล้วไงว่ากูหยุดงาน
I got
แต่มึงเป็น CEO
PTO.
นะเว้ย มึงจะมาเทงานแบบนี้ไม่ได้
The hell I can.
ถ้าเราเป็นบริษัทใหญ่ๆ กูจะไม่ว่าเลย แต่เราเป็นแค่สตาร์ทอัพ
มึงโฮไหวอยู่แล้วเพื่อนซึ่งงั้นเราจะมี CEO 2 คนไปทำไมวะมึงมีอะไรมึงรีบพูดมาเลยกูยุ่งอยู่
มึงจำงานที่ภูเก็ตได้ปะลูกค้าเขาขอเลื่อนมาถ่ายไวขึ้น แล้วเขาไม่เอาใครกำกับเลยนอกจากมึง
เฮ้ยอะไรวะแล้วทำไมมันต้องเป็นจังหวะนี้ด้วยอ่ะนี่มึงลองคุยดีๆแล้วใช่ปะ
กูคุยดีแล้ว เขายืนยันว่าจะเอาแค่มึง
I like that talk.
ไม่ได้ว่ะมึงแคนไปเลยกูไม่รับละ
ไอ้ปิมมึงไม่มีสิทธิ์เลือกปะมึงต้องรับ นี่มันงานใหญ่นะเว้ย ถ้ามึงไม่รับงานที่เขาดีลต่อหลังจากนี้ก็จะหายไปหมด มึงคิดดีๆนะ มึงยอมไปภูเก็ต3-4 วัน แล้วมึงจะหายไปเป็นอาทิตย์2 อาทิตย์ก็เรื่องของมึงจะไม่ว่ามึงเลย มึงต้องรับ
ไม่ได้มึงกูรับงานนี้ไม่ได้จริงๆมึงก็เห็นเนี่ยว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นกับแบมบี้อ่ะกูทิ้งเข้าไปไม่ได้ว่ะมึงบอกลูกค้าไปเลยนะถ้าจะเอากูก็ถ่ายวันเดิมแต่ถ้าไม่ได้ก็แคนไปเลยกูไม่รับ
ฮัลโหล ไอ้ปิมต่อไปไงเมื่อเกิดขึ้นอีก
ฉันว่าฉันทำได้ฉันสามารถดูแลได้ทั้งงานแล้วก็ทั้งแฟน
อย่าฝืนเลยปิม
I was trying to remember why they
มี
broke
ว่าไง
up.
บ้าง
That was a good flashback for me.
ไม่มีอะไรก็คุยเรื่องงานเคลียร์จบละมาเล่นกันต่อดีกว่า
มาเล่นกันเลยกูเล่นไม่ได้แหละ
ทำไมอ่ะ
กูต้องเข้าบอสซัม
เอ้า
เล่นกันตามสะดวก
อะไรอ่ะไหนบอกว่านี้หยุดไงโหอย่างนี้พี่ฟ้าก็เสียใจแย่ดีนอนคนเดียวเนี่ยกะนอนกอดแฟนทั้งคืน
คือก็มันมีปัญหาที่กูต้องเอาไปแก้ไหมล่ะฮะ
ชวนก่อนไปสักครึ่งแก้ว
I forgot they still had problems to solve.
อยู่เพื่อนด้วยอยู่เพื่อนแฟนด้วย
เอานะพี่เขาคงอยากใช้เวลาอยู่กับแฟนบ้าง เดี๋ยวก็มีโปรเจกต์ใหม่เข้ามา ให้เขาพักผ่อนกันไปก่อน แล้วพี่อ่ะมาถึงก็คุยแต่งาน ไม่เห็นสนใจแพลวเลยแพลวอยากมีคนดูแลเหมือนกันนะ
Now's not the time, little girl.
ขอพี่เคลียร์เรื่องงานก่อนแล้วกัน ขอจัดการกับไอ้ปิมก่อน
รีบจัดการนะพี่ อยากมีคนนอนฟังเรื่องผีด้วยกันก่อนนอนทุกคืนเลย
แกฟังแล้วแกก็กลัวเอง
มันช่วยให้หลับง่ายขึ้นนี่งั้นพี่ก็ต้องมาให้แพลวก่อน จะได้ให้ช่วยหลับง่ายขึ้นเยอะเลย
เดี๋ยวพี่มานอนกับแกแน่แต่ขอไปลากตัวไอ้ปิมกลับมาทำงานให้ได้ก่อนไม่งั้นพี่ก็นอนไม่หลับเหมือนกัน
Everyone just needs to get into some ASMR. That's really all you need.
ค่อยๆนะ
อะไรเนี่ย
เซอร์ไพรส์
เฮ้ยเซอร์ไพรส์เป็นด้วยเหรอ
ก็เป็นการโรแมนติกขั้นพื้นฐาน101ไงทำไมอ่ะ ดูดาวจิบไวน์ริมทะเล
ถือว่าเริ่มต้นได้ดี
ฉันนั่งเลยค่ะ
ดาวเยอะจัง เยอะกว่าที่กรุงเทพเยอะเลย
Damn, are there 1,000? No, I shouldn't.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring
too
BL into
soon.
this.
สวยจริง
Rest in peace
แต่
to
มัน
our
ก็สวย
fun.
เพิ่มขึ้นอีก เพราะว่าเราดูด้วยกัน
What happened to Torfan? Not her, but the actor.
กำลังคิดว่า ประโยคเมื่อกี้มันซึ้ง หรือว่านำเน่ากันแน่
เธอชอบขัดมูเราตลอดเลยอ่ะที่เราตั้งใจพูดมากเลยนะ
จริงเปล่าโอเค เราจะไม่ขัดเธอแล้ว เธออยากพูดอะไร พูดมาเลย เราพร้อมตั้งรับวิชาการ
It's cute.
You gotta. We out here. You didn't bring a citronella candle.
ใครจะกันยุงให้ ปกติน่าจะแพ้ยุงไหม มีรอยแดงอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
That repellent company did not pay for product placement.
Right. I was just thinking about that. I was like, what?
เอาไงอ่ะเดี๋ยวจะเข้าไปดูข้างในไหม
แมวอ่ะ เพิ่งเริ่มเรียนรู้วิชาโรแมนติก101ของเธอเอง
Honestly, sometimes it's the little stuff.
ขอบคุณนะ ไม่มีแฟนมานาน ลืมความใกล้ชิดแบบนี้ไปนานแล้วอะ
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
nah.
that to you.
อันนี้เรียกว่าแฟนแล้วเหรอ
Maybe.
เอ้าเราจะให้เรียกว่าอะไรอะดูแลกันขนาดนี้ ยังไม่ใช่แฟนเหรอ
เรายังไม่ได้ขอเลยอ่ะ คิดไปเองหรือเปล่า
โอเค ดูแลกันขนาดนี้ ยังไม่ใช่แฟน จะให้เราเป็นแค่ friend with benefit ใช่ปะโอเค งั้นเรากลับกรุงเทพละ
So no, bring it. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass. Girlfriend. Never mind. Take it back.
ก็กำลังจะขออยู่นี่ไง เป็นแฟนกันนะ เราไม่รู้ว่าเราต้องใช้คำพูดอะไรอะแต่เวลาเราอยู่กับเธอ มันทำให้เรารักตัวเองมากขึ้น
โคตรหวานเลย เราชอบ
แล้วยังไงอะเป็นแฟนกันไหม
เป็นดิ รออะไร
Summer felt like autumn with the sun so bright and cold, but snow began to fall and there's a light.
Whoa.
ตรงนี้เลยเหรอ
But the mosquitoes.
There are big bugs
แค่
out.
สองคน
The stars will protect us.
Oh my
I don't want to get bitten down there.
there's
Oh no.
I just put cream on you. What else do you need?
More cream. More cream. I need cream everywhere.
Well, I'ma leave it alone. It's a family channel.
until his kiss singing oh my god.
แกไม่ต้องล้างก็ได้ เดี๋ยวฉันล้างให้
ทำไมอ่ะก็ฉันแพ้ฉันก็ต้องเป็นคนล้างสิ
แล้วล้างจานเองเป็นหรอฉันไม่ชอบเลยนะที่แกมาบอกกับฉันแบบเนี้ยแกพูดเหมือนว่าฉันทำอะไรไม่เป็นเลยทั้งที่ฉันก็พยายามเปลี่ยนแปลงตัวเองอยู่โอ้ยแกไม่ต้องพยายามเปลี่ยนแปลงอะไรเลยแบบนี้ฉันชอบที่แกเป็นคนหนูแบมบี้แบบนี้นี่แหละแต่ก็อาจจะมีเอาแต่ใจบ้างแต่ฉันว่าฉันรับมือไหวแต่ก็อย่าตามใจฉันเยอะเกินที่ฉันอยากเปลี่ยนแปลงตัวเองให้ดีขึ้นก็เป็นเพราะว่าแกชอบด่าชอบว่าฉันนี่แหละไอ้สวยไอ้น่ารักล้างไปเลยไอ้ขี้งอนเอามาอีกเยอะๆเลยไอ้ที่รักไอ้เฟรนเอามาอีกเลยไอ้เบบี้
some
ล้าง
kind
ไป
of
เลย
kink? Oh,
ไอ้คุณเมน
girl,
ว้าว
เมน
girl.
damn
มึงมีอะไรทำไมถึงต้องมาถึง
I already told you what's up
กูจะคุยกับมึงเรื่องงาน
but I gave you my
ก็คุย
answer
ไปแล้วไง
damn
จะไปคุยกับกูดีๆ หรือจะให้กูพูดตรงนี้เลย
this is really gonna strain the friendship oh
เดี๋ยว
no
มานะไปรอที่ห้องหน่อยก็ได้เดี๋ยวไปคุยกับไอ้มินแป๊บนึง
This ain't even a friendship. This is about business.
กูว่ากูพูดไปหมดแล้วนะว่ากูไม่ทำอะ
กูเข้าใจมึง กูรู้ว่ามึงรักแบมบี้มากๆ แต่เลดี้เบิร์ดนี่ก็ความฝันมึงไม่ใช่หรอ
ก็ใช่ไงแต่ว่าครั้งนี้มันเป็นเพราะว่าลูกค้าเลื่อนคิวถ่ายอะแล้วนั่นมันก็เป็นหน้าที่มึงไม่ใช่เหรอที่ต้องไปคุยอะ
กูคุยแล้วแต่ลูกค้าเขาขอเลื่อนคิวเพราะหัวหน้าเขาจะบินมาด้วย ถึงขั้นให้เงินเพิ่มเลยนะเว้ย กูดิวผู้ช่วยให้มึงแล้ว กูจัดเตรียมทุกอย่างไว้ให้มึงแล้วด้วย เหลือแค่มึงบินไปถ่าย แค่นั้นเลยปิมกูขอแค่งานนี้งานเดียว งานอื่นกูจะไปคุยให้เขายอมให้คนอื่นถ่ายแทนมึงเอง
แต่มึงก็จำได้ไม่ใช่เหรอว่าคราวที่แล้วแบมบี้เลิกกับฮูเพราะเรื่องงาน
กูว่าแบมบี้เข้าใจ มึงลองบอกเขาสิ
Bambi has matured
งั้นเดี๋ยวกูบอกให้เอง
มึงหยุดเลยหยุดเดี๋ยวกู
I
จัด
mean,
การ
this is the new Bambi.
you have to trust in your partner
คือถ้าลูก
sometimes
ค้าเขาไม่ยอมเลื่อนคิวหรือว่ายอมเปลี่ยนตัวพุ่มกับอะกูว่ามึงแคนไปเหอะเดี๋ยวก็มีงานใหม่เข้ามาเองอะ
มันแคนไม่ได้
I mean that is the good part
งั้นเอางี้ มึงพาแบมบี้ไปถ่ายด้วยเลย กูดูแลให้มึงเอง
มึงตอนนี้แบมบี้เขายังไม่พร้อมที่จะออกไปเจอใครหรอกกูว่ามึงกลับไป
You
เถ
know,
อะ
this is what I say to the guys, but like,
ยังไงกู
why
ก็
don't
ยื
you
นยัน
try
คำเดิมว่ากูไม่ทำ
talking to
ไอ้
Bambi?
ปิม
yeah
กูพยายามหา
No
ทางช่วยมึงทุกอย่างแล้วนะ
No
มึงก็ช่วยกูหน่อยเถอะ
We make decisions for Bambi.
กูทำงานกูไม่เคยขอหยุดสักวัน กูทำเพื่อออฟฟิศมาตลอดอะแล้วถ้าครั้งนี้กูจะขอทำเพื่อตัวเองบ้างไม่ได้เหรอวะ
That's true.
I mean she should be able
มึ
to
ง
do
ช่วย
that
ลำดับความสำคัญหน่อย
ตอนเนี้ย
I
แบ
mean,
มบี้สำคัญที่สุดสำหรับกู
to be fair, I feel like in any other corporation, if I took my PTO and I am off the clock, out of the country, out of whatever, you can't just come and snatch me off my PTO and say, hey,
ริม
come to work.
Right.
ถ้าแกมีอะไรต้องทำอะแกไปทำได้เลยนะ
there we go
ไม่ต้องห่วงฉันอยู่ได้
ไม่เกี่ยวเลย นี่ฉันก็ทำเพื่อตัวเองอยู่นะ ช่วงนี้ฉันเครียดอะคิดงานไม่ค่อยออกไอ้มินมันเข้าใจแหละ ไม่เป็นไรหรอกเดี๋ยวก็หาลูกค้าใหม่ได้
ตอนที่ฉันเลิกกับแกไป ฉันเลิกไปเพราะว่า ฉันคิดว่าฉันเป็นตัวถ่วงในงานของแก ตอนนี้ฉันกลับมา ฉันก็คิดว่าทุกอย่างมันจะลงตัวแล้วซะอีก
มันก็ลงตัวแล้วนี่ไง
But still, at this point, it's the principle
ตอนนี้
of
ฉัน
the
ก็มี
thing.
ทุกอย่าง
You
อย่าง
got
ที่ฝัน
flying all the way up here.
แล้วก็มีแก
แล้วแกจะไม่ทะเลาะกับมิ้นใช่ไหม
ไม่หรอก ไอ้มินมันจัดการได้ ไม่ต้องเป็นห่วง
This is ominous. Oh god.
Oh, are you saying someone's gonna die?
No, but I think Bambi will be like, I'm gonna set you free.
Bambi's gonna sacrifice herself?
Yes.
Nah. That she ain't sacrificing that.
Unless this is
เป้าหมายในชีวิตของ
Something
ฉัน
else
ก็มีแต่เรื่องที่ทำให้แกมีความสุข
แกก็ทำอยู่นี่ไง
Bambi's gonna kiss her and suckle her directing powers. That's
This is not the lesbian vampire.
I was thinking more of X-Men.
Maybe
Sorry.
it is. That would be another. That would be. We saw all the way in the first episode where she was only directing that night. No.
She's taking all of Prim's powers. Creative directing.
นี่ถือว่าเป็นการมีอะไรกันครั้งแรกหลังจากเป็นแฟนเลยนะ
ก่อนหน้านี้ไม่นับเหรอ
ไม่อ่ะ อันนั้นแค่ประชด แต่นี้มีความรักก็ไม่เกี่ยวแล้วไง
Someone.
At least she's honest.
เมื่อกี้บอกว่ารักเหรอ โห เรานี่มันไต่เลเวลไวจริงๆเหมือนกันนะ โคตรเก่งเลยอะแค่คืนเดียวเอง
ไม่เป็นการพูดไปก่อนเพื่อให้กำลังใจ เห็นว่าพยายามไง
Gloria let us live.
รักก็บอกว่ารัก เพราะเราก็รู้สึกเหมือนกัน
All right, and this is the end of the series. This has been wonderful, guys.
We're just chilling. Everyone else can
This
have
is the
their
end
own
of the series.
drama.
This has been wonderful.
Right?
No, man,
Nothing's after this. Nothing happens after this.
ไม่เร็วไปหรอก เราบอกแล้วไงว่าเราไม่สนใจ
They adopt a dog
เรา
called
ไม่อยากทำงานในวง
Topher.
การแล้ว
Oh.
Can't have an episode 11 curse if we stop at episode 10.
แต่เราเป็นห่วงงานเธออยู่นะ บอกแล้วไงว่าตอนนี้เธอกำลังดัง กอบโกยไปก่อน เอาให้รวยๆสัก1,000 ล้าน
เราใช้ชีวิตตามใจคนอื่นมามากพอแล้วอะอยากตามใจตัวเองบ้าง มีแฟนก็อยากอวดแฟนให้โลกรู้เหมือนกัน ลองใส่แบบ hashtag ชาชาเป็นของกอย่าคนเดียว ชาชารักกอย่า
Girl, do you even know how hashtags work? That is too wrong. You can't even. Yeah.
เราสองคนนี่เหมือนในหนัง Notting Hill เหมือนกันนะ
Sure.
ยังไงอะ
คนธรรมดาเป็นแฟนกับคนดังไง
ไม่เหมือนกันอะเธอไม่ใช่คนธรรมดา แต่เธอเป็นคนพิเศษ
Stop it.
พอ นอนได้แล้ว
ต่ออีกสักรอบไหมล่ะ
ไม่เอา นอน
ก็ได้
Oh my god.
ยังใช้อยู่เหรอ หรือว่าจะไม่ใช้ซะละ
ต้องใช้สิ คนสำคัญให้เลยนะ
You wouldn't need it as much if we turned off any of the lights. Any of them.
But maybe this is from the GMMTV show.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you.
But they also work if you turn off the lights too.
Yeah, though. I have one of those and I turn off lights. It just stops me from morning time. All right, so want to get everybody's thoughts on episode.
ตั้งแต่ทำงานมาเยอะๆเนี่ย
Oh, wait a minute.
นี่แทบไม่ได้เที่ยวเลยอะถือว่าเป็นทริปแรกในรอบหลายเดือนเลยเนี่ย
จริงๆ มาทุกเดือนก็ได้นะ อยู่ใกล้แค่นี้เอง
ได้เหรอ เดี๋ยวจะพาเพื่อนมาถล่มเลย
ได้สิ เป็นแฟนกันแล้วอ่ะ เธอมีสิทธิ์ทุกอย่างในบ้านหลังนี้
จริงเปล่า
Get out the road.
ทุกอย่างหารครึ่ง
I know it's not that.
โอเค
It doesn't give me that type of
ได้
vibe.
แล้วกัน
It just
ขอแค่เข้านอน
Just for peace of mind, get up
If
the
this
road.
were a K-drama or Japan, I would have reason for pause.
Or Taiwan. My
Yeah,
God.
like-
Yeah, we're okay right now. And car. Okay.
Right.
breakfast วันนี้อยากกินอะไรดี
ไส้กรอกไข่ดาวก็น่าจะอยู่ท้องนะ
ได้ อันนี้เราทำได้
What are your hands? Interlocking
การ
fingers.
บอกปะ
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
ชาชา
Oh no. Now what?
Who's this?
This is
Who's
gonna
this?
hurt. In the,
แม่
Oh, okay.
oh.
Oh God, why are you?
Wait, is her mom one of the clients for work? Is that her face or not? They probably isn't.
My mom is one of the people who served her up to a manager.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were doing so well.
Well,
Mom's back.
we can't have a whole episode of happiness apparently.
What do you mean? The episode ended like.
Oh, right. Ended before the theme song.
What are you talking about? She's gonna push her to go.
ตื่นเช้าจังเลยแบมบี้
เมื่อคืนนอนไม่ค่อยหลับอะค่ะ
ต่างที่อะดิ แล้วนี่ปีมันยังไม่ตื่นเนาะ
แบมบี้เห็นว่าหลับสบายก็เลยยังไม่อยาก
ก็คงเหนื่อยแหละ นานๆได้พักที นี่แอนก็กลับมากับเช้าเหมือนกัน มีแฟนเป็นคนบ้างานเนี่ย ก็ต้องเข้าใจหน่อยเนาะ หิวอะไรไหมเดี๋ยวพี่ไปทำอะไรให้กิน
ไม่เป็นไรค่ะ ขอเป็นกาแฟแก้วหนึงก็ได้ค่ะ
ได้เลยจ้ะ
ขอบคุณนะคะ
She's so nice. Oh.
Oh shit! Man, she died.
Oh no, Topher.
พี่ฟ้า พี่ฟ้า พี่ฟ้า
Oh no.
What's that?
พี่ฟ้า
What the fuck is going on?
ปริมปริมเจ๊ช่วยด้วย พี่ฟ้า พี่ฟ้า
อะไรแบมบี้
เจ๊
Call an ambulance.
แบมบี้เกิดอะไรขึ้นอะ
เรียกรถไฟฟ้าทีเร็วพี่ฟ้าฟ้า
ตอนนี้ไม่มีอาการอะไรที่น่าเป็นห่วง
Oh, she's fine.
แต่หมออยากจะขอให้ญาติเนี่ยช่วยดูแลคนไข้
What is her condition?
Right.
แล้วก็พักผ่อนเยอะๆนะครับ
Just take lots of. What?
I guess just exhaustion. Maybe.
ขอบคุณพวกมึงมากนะ ถ้าแบบนี้ไม่มาเจอ ถึงมือหมอไม่ทันอาการอาจจะหนักกว่านี้
What kid? What?
แล้วนี่พี่ฟ้าเพิ่งเรียนครั้งแรกเลยเหรอเจ๊
เป็นครั้งที่สองละครั้งแรกก็เป็นตอนที่ทำงานเหมือนกัน โชคดีตอนนั้นกูอยู่ด้วยตั้งแต่วันนั้นมากูก็หลอนเลยอะ
แล้วพี่ฟ้าเขาเป็นอะไรอะเจแอน
Is it chronic fatigue syndrome?
ฟ้าเขาเป็นลิ้นหัวใจรั่ว เคยผ่าตัดเปลี่ยนลิ้นหัวใจเทียมไปแล้วรอบนึง
No.
หมอเขาก็บอกแล้วว่ามันอาจจะมีโอกาสต้องผ่าตัดเปลี่ยนอีกรอบ โรคนี้มึง มันไม่หายขาดหรอก
แล้วเขาเป็นตั้งแต่ก่อนคบกันหรือว่าเพิ่งมาเป็นนะเจ๊
ก็เป็นมาตั้งแต่คบกันรอบแรกแหละ แล้วที่เลิกไปก็ เขาไม่อยากให้กูต้องอยู่ดูแลเขาแต่กูรักของกูไงกูก็ตื้อจนได้กลับมาคบกันนี่แหละรู้ไหมทุกวันนี้กูนอนไม่เคยหลับสนิทเลยกูกลัวถ้าเขาล้มหรือเป็นอะไรขึ้นมากูจะไม่ได้อยู่ดูแลเขากูอยากไปเที่ยวไปปีนเขาหิมาลัยด้วยกันกูยังไม่กล้าไปเลย
this is
กูกลัวเขาเป็นอะไรขึ้นมาระหว่างทาง
gonna push Bambi
ลึกๆแล้วพี่เขาไม่อยากเป็นตัวถ่วงเจ๊หรอมั้ง
แต่กูไม่เคยรู้สึกว่าเป็นตัวถ่วงเลยนะ
ฮะ
ถ้าเป็นเมื่อก่อนกูอาจจะไม่ได้มั่นใจขนาดนี้นะเว้ยแต่วันนี้กูพูดได้เต็มปากว่าถ้าไม่มีฟ้าชีวิตกูคงไม่กล้าออกจากการเป็นสาวออฟฟิศมาเปิดบาร์มาเปิดโฮสเทลแบบเนี้ยเขาให้ชีวิตใหม่กูก็ต้องดูแลชีวิตเขาเหมือนกัน
2 tears. Oh my God, that's so good.
พี่ฟ้ามันไม่เป็นไรหรอกเจ๊เดี๋ยวก็หายออกมาแล้วก็ปีนเขาหิมาลัยกับเจ๊แล้วเชื่อปิมนะ
we came from the
เดี๋ยว
city
หายแล้วพี่ฟ้า
จริงมึง
แม่กลับมาทำไมไม่บอกอ่ะ
ก็มาเซอร์ไพรส์ไงจ๊ะนี่แม่เป็นห่วงชานะตั้งแต่เรื่องของยายวุ้นเส้นอะไรนั่นแหละแม่ก็เลยรีบเคลียร์ธุระที่นู่นแล้วก็รีบบินกลับมาด่วนๆเลยนะ
ตอนนี้แม่รู้ได้ไงว่าชาอยู่นี่อ่ะ
ไม่มีเรื่องไหนของชาที่แม่จะไม่รู้หรอกจ้ะ
I don't like you. Just put that out there.
จริงๆแม่ไม่ต้องมาก็ได้นะชามีกอย่าเป็นผู้จัดการแล้วก็เป็นแฟนด้วย
oh this music
Oh,
This near.
เป็นทั้งผู้จัดการเป็นทั้งแฟน ดีจังเลยทำ2 หน้าที่ในคนเดียว คุ้มเลยอะเนาะ
are you worried that I'm gonna
จริ
take
ง
all
ๆ
her
เป็น
money
แฟน
from
ลิด
you
ด้วยค่ะ ก็ทำงานอยู่ในวงการอยู่แล้ว พอจะรู้ขั้นตอนการทำงานอยู่บ้าง แต่ก็ต้องเรียนรู้อีกเยอะเลยค่ะ
จ้านี่แม่ก็ดีใจนะที่ชามีคนคอยดูแลแม่ไม่ว่าอะไรหรอกเป็นวัยรุ่นก็ต้องมีความรักเป็นเรื่องธรรมดา
so it's not when you're older
แล้วมารอบนี้แม่จะอยู่นานแค่ไหนคะ
แม่ก็ว่าแม่จะอยู่จนกว่าแม่จะสบายใจนะว่าชาไม่โดนใครเอาเปรียบอีก
Excuse you?
แต่ถ้าแม่
You mean by
กลั
the
บ
person you
ถาวร
put me in the
แม่
care
ก็อยู่
of?
ที่นี่ได้นะแม่อยากจะทดแทนเวลาที่แม่หายไป
That's such.
I'm gonna need you to
แม่ก่อน
leave.
ทีนะ
I'd rather not.
Oh my gosh.
obviously we need to talk about Winston and why you trusted her in the first place why not
Milk is such a good
Ni
actress
haloกับพี่ปิ่ม
because it's
คงไม่
like
ย้ายมานี่
this
ใช่ไหม
is not gonna work.
ไม่
with
เกี่ยว
me.
จังหวะเวลามันได้พอดี พี่ก็อยากย้ายมาอยู่แล้วไง
oh she moved out
เห็นคิดไปคิดมาตั้งนาน ไม่อยากให้มาอยู่กับแพลวเพราะมีปัญหา
ก็ย้ายไม่อยู่แล้วนี่ไง อยากให้มาก็มาอยู่เหตุผลอะไรก็ช่างเถอะ
we just had such a nice sisterhood moment
พี่ขอโทษ
last time
ช่วงนี้มีเรื่องให้เครียดเยอะอะทั้งที่บ้านที่ออฟฟิศเลยหงุดหงิดง่ายไปหน่อย
แพลวเข้าใจพี่นะ แพลวก็ไม่อยากเป็นอีกเรื่องที่ทำให้พี่หงุดหงิด แต่แพลวว่าเรื่องของเรามันก็สำคัญ
พี่รู้ พี่กำลังบาลานซ์อยู่ แต่พี่อยากให้แกรู้ไว้นะว่าตอนเนี้ย แกเป็นเรื่องเดียวที่ทำให้พี่ยิ้มได้ พ
พี่อยากตื่นมาเจอแก กลับบ้านมาเจอแก นอนฟังเรื่องผีกับแก พี่อยากอยู่แกจริง
งั้นพี่อยู่ห้องเล็กๆแบบนี้ไปก่อนนะ เดี๋ยวสักปีหน้าค่อยไปหาห้องที่ใหญ่กว่านี้กัน
อยู่ห้องเท่าไหนก็อยู่ได้หมดแหละ เราอยู่ด้วยกันมันก็แฮปปี้อยู่แล้ว
I need a big apartment.
ไม่ต้องห่วงนะ เดี๋ยวแม่เขาก็กลับแล้วเขาเป็นคนเบื่อง่าย เดี๋ยวก็หนีกลับไปหาแฟนอยู่ดี
เราไม่อะไรเลย ดีแล้ว จะได้ใช้เวลาอยู่กับแม่บ้าง
เราถูกปล่อยให้อยู่คนเดียวมานานแล้วอะจนตอนนี้เราไม่ได้ต้องการความรักจากเขาเลย
นี่ อย่าพูดแบบนี้ ให้โอกาสเขาหน่อย เขาอาจจะรู้สึกผิดจริง ๆ ก็ได้
Maybe.
I don't. I don't.
ขอบคุณนะ
ชาชาแม่หากุญแจห้องชั้น2ไม่เจออะไปหยิบให้แม่
Oh
หน่
my
อยสิ
God, why are you
แม่
still
ว่าจะเอาก
here?
ระเป๋าไปเก็บสักหน่อย
This is like an hour later, that
ได้ค่ะ
conversation.
เดี๋ยวชาไปหยิบให้
I don't.
Oh, no, she's gonna. What's she gonna say to Gloria?
แม่อยากทานอะไรเป็นมื้อเช้าไหมคะ เดี๋ยวหนูทำให้
ไม่เป็นไร ฉันกินแค่กาแฟแก้วเดียว ก็อยู่ละ เรานี่คบกันมานานหรือยัง
ไม่นานค่ะ เพิ่งคบกันเอง แต่รู้จักการทำงานกันก็สักพักใหญ่แล้วค่ะ
เป็นเพราะความใกล้ชิดนะเนาะ ก็เลยชอบกัน
That's how it works.
ดีแล้วล่ะ ฉันเองก็ดีใจนะ ที่ชาเป็นคนคอยดูแล
I don't like you.
แต่ฉันขออย่างหนึ่งได้ไหม
That's because they're playing this music.
อะไรเหรอคะ
No, it's the way she
ฉันขอ
moves her
พูด
head.
กับเธอตรงๆเลยก็แล้วกัน ชาเองยังต้องทำงานอยู่ในวงการอีกหลายปี เธอเองก็รู้ ว่ากระแสของชาตอนเนี้ยก็กำลังดีอยู่ ฉันไม่อยากให้เปิดตัวว่าเป็นแฟนกัน
I guess that's okay.
That's nice.
ฉันไม่อยากให้เรตติ้งของชาตก ตัวเธอเองถ้าหวังดีกับชา เธอรู้ใช่ไหมว่าเธอควรจะอยู่ตรงไหน
I know your place is off this balcony.
ไม่ว่าเธอจะทำอะไร หรืออยู่ที่ไหน ฉันหวังว่าเธอ คงจะไม่ทำให้ชาต้องเดือดร้อนหรอกนะ
You can say it nicely. A lot of people don't come out publicly about their relationship.
หนูรู้ว่าหนูต้องวางตัวยังไง
What I need to do.
ดีแล้วล่ะ พวกเราทุกคนต่างก็หวังดีกับชาทั้งนั้นเลยเนาะ
I don't think we do.
I don't.
Can we stop? Can we stop this? Thank you. All right.
แน่ใจนะว่าไม่อยากอยู่ต่อ อยู่อีกสัก2-3 วันไหมล่ะ แกอยากอยู่เหรอ ก็ถ้าแกอยากอยู่ฉันก็อยู่ได้ แต่ถ้าแกไม่อยากอยู่ก็กลับ
ไม่เอาอ่ะ
ฉันอยากรีบกลับไปทำงาน พักนานเดี๋ยวฉันหมดไฟ แกก็เหมือนกันต้องรีบกลับไปทำงาน กลับไปเคลียร์กับมินด้วยนะ นั่นนี่แกโอเคปะเนี่ย ตกใจเรื่องพี่ฟ้าล้มมาดิ
ก็นิดหน่อยอ่ะ แต่ฉันซึ้งใจความรักของเจแอนกับพี่ฟ้ามากกว่า
เรา2 คนก็จะอยู่ดูแลกันแบบนั้นตลอดเหมือนกันนะ
แต่แกต้องห้ามคิดแบบเจแอนนะ
คิดอะไร
ก็เอาทุกการตัดสินใจของชีวิตมาขึ้นอยู่กับฉันนะบางที แกก็ต้องเห็นแก่ตัวบ้าง ห้ามรักฉันมากกว่ารักตัวเอง เข้าใจไหม
ไม่ต้องเป็นห่วงหรอกนา ฉันผ่านจุดนั้นมาได้แล้ว แล้วฉันก็รู้แล้วว่าจะต้องบาลานซ์ชีวิตตัวเองยังไงอย่าดีกับฉันมากนักสิแล้วถ้าฉันไม่มีแกฉันจะอยู่ยังไงชีวิตแกไม่มีทางไม่มีฉันหรอกจำไว้
Not a close-up of the hands together.
เมื่อกี้เราคุยกันถึงไหนแล้วนะคะ
คุณแบมบี้ต้องการบอกว่าไม่อยากเป็นภาระของใครค่ะ
หนูก็แค่
Oh, I thought we flash forwarded.
อยากเห็นคนที่หนูรักมีความสุข
กูดิวผู้ช่วยให้มึงแล้วกูจัดเตรียมทุกอย่างไว้ให้มึงแล้วด้วยเหลือแค่มึงบินไปถ่าย
She heard it right.
จำได้ไม่ใช่เหรอว่าคราวที่แล้วแบมบี้เลิกกับฮูเพราะเรื่องงาน
อยากเห็นเขาประสบความสำเร็จในชีวิต
Oh, I thought that conversation with Ant
อยาก
changed
ให้อนาคตของ
things.
เขามีเราอยู่ด้วย
It might have.
แต่ทำไมมันยากจังเลยคะหมอ
Two things can be true at the same time, Bambi.
หนูไม่รู้ว่าหนูทำผิดอะไรหรือเปล่า
ไม่มีใครผิดอะไรหรอกค่ะคุณแบมบี้ทุกคนก็มีความคาดหวังของตัวเองอยู่แล้ว
หรือหนูควรหายไปจากชีวิตเขา เขาจะได้มีชีวิตที่ดีกว่านี้
Don't do that.
No.
No.
Therapist, say something.
No.
Say no, therapist.
Oh, gosh darn it.
พี่จะทิ้งพี่ปิมไปจริงเหรอ
แล้วมันเคยสนใจที่ไหนอะมันเคยแคร์ใครบ้างนอกจากแบมบี้
เธอรู้ไหมว่าปิมกับมินทะเลาะกันก็เพราะฉัน
งานนี้เป็นงานใหญ่ให้คนที่มีประสบการณ์เขาทำดีกว่า
เรามาเปิดตัวกันไหม
แม่เธอไม่ยอมแน่
ที่พี่ได้เข้าชิงอ่ะก็เพราะพี่ทำมาด้วยกัน
แล้วบักเก็ตลิสที่แกเคยสัญญาไว้ว่าจะทำกับฉันนะไม่อยู่ทำข้อสุดท้ายด้วยกันก่อนเนาะ
That was episode 10 of Girls Rules. I'll just go over the main, what mainly happened. Prim is a workaholic and she finally took her like PTO, like use it or lose it time. And she like went up north and like, she's trying to be like, Bambi's trying to be the new Bambi. And then I think Prim is also trying to be the new Prim and not work as much. And so she wanted to be there for Bambi, but she was like, sometimes we overcorrect and she was do a little overcorrecting and then Bambi smelled that out. She was like, look, I know this art ain't even like that. I've used different colors. I'm not all that. And she was like, you gotta be real with me. Don't lie to me. And she was like, yeah, okay, you know what? All right, it is like this little cupcake. This is crap. This is some crap cupcake. Are you colorblind too, girl? You selfish and colorblind. Pick a struggle. Like, no. So she was like, yeah, like that. But okay, so this is just my opinion. And this has no opinion either. I really think that, like, Prim turned off her phone. She's like, don't bother me. I put in this time out. I put in weeks. I don't care what the client wants. They can do it next week or whatever. But like, Min was really, really aggressive and like calling other people's phone and then showed up at my door. Like I like when all my jobs, when I ask off and get off, you ain't calling me. No, I don't. We have two CEOs for a reason. you're a co-CEO, go co-CEO with them. That's not available. The client, like if the client wanted like a CGI Godzilla in their like movie or whatever, we can't do that. There are limitations to what we can do. One of those limitations is me being there, not on my day off, especially when I've like not had a day off, right? So I was kind of like on Prim's side, but even though Prim was doing it for Bambi, but still it's like the principality, like, and then you come all the way up here after I said no. Like I've told you no several times. Like this is the reason why my phone was off. Like no, I didn't. So yeah, I was kind of like, all right, men, back off. Like, and like not all money, good money. And I'm just saying like, oh well, we lose the contract. And that being said, I understand how nervous men was because they're a small company and they need to take all the jobs and stuff like that. And maybe it's a account in which they've had many more jobs with them and the fact and all this other kind of stuff. But still, I was like, what you're not going to do is bother me. But we see one of the things that happened, which was like, it usually irks me. It honestly usually irks me, but it didn't irk me as that much. We had the whole thing with Fa and Aunt Fa, and Fa's falling out in the kitchen and Fa's chronic illness coming up, and with the heart valve and things like that. And they were kind of used to reflect what was going on and as a reflection and as a metaphor for what was happening for one of the main characters, and saying, okay, you know what, for Bambi to, it seemed that Bambi got some realization in that until we got further on in the episode. But usually like other characters, side characters just being used as a device for the main characters usually gets on my nerves, and I just noticed that. But for me, it didn't grate me as it normally grates me. I was just like, okay, you know. So, but there's clear parallels. They both have chronic diseases. And also it's talking about like, you know, invisible chronic illnesses, which is the thing, which is I'm not going to get really into right now. But also Bambi got the chance to see what Prim was like and why Prim's reasoning was doing it through Ant's eyes. But by that same token, we see at the end of the episode, it's still, hey, maybe it would be better if I just, I can't help but to feel that it's like I know we talk about how Priyal is immature, but I can't help but to think that that's a really immature, like, little kid, like, it'll be better if I run away and you never see me again, and like pack your bags and go. So I think that may be a thing with Bambi. So the old work thing, that bugaboo still comes up. And they have to negotiate that together, which is what they're not doing. But if they get together and negotiate that, because nobody's talking to each other, which I want the girls to talk to each other. Then there's Men in Priyal. Now, I can see a lot of that, the strife coming from them now working together. Now they move in together. And I would appreciate that because we think that moving in together after they move in together, then everything's hunky-dory. Okay, they're working together, they see everybody 24/7. Have you ever seen somebody 24/7 in your life?
Too much.
All the time. time, like, and it wasn't even that so they're in an all-woman company and the lesbians and stuff like that, and now they can like kiss each other in public or whatever, but this is a workplace. Like, it doesn't matter if we're okay with it. There's some decorum. Them moving in together, working together, I think they're going to have to negotiate that. And I just really see Priyal once again as being needy. Like, all right, I'm moving in with you. You get it, there's no wrong reason we're moving in, but I want you to move in because of this. I want you to move this. And it is qualitative difference than having to move into with someone than wanting to move in with someone. But it's still there. And I think there's problems going to come out about them 24/7. And then there's Shah and Gloria. Oh, wow. Wow, they're together, and it reminded me, especially as Gloria said it reminded me of that Jill Scott line, "Love slipped from my lips and landed in her lap," and all that kind of good stuff. Jill Scott, stream her, because especially volume 1, it's like, okay, yeah, we're together, and it was a kiss of death about happiness, the interlocking fingers, and Mom is back, and actually Mom coming back harkens back to what was earlier brought up with Sasha, because, and this is the way that this narrative and this story just goes back onto itself and stuff like that, because we had the manager who was evil and stuff like that. Who put her in the manager's care? Saul was even talking about it. It seemed to me that it wasn't just the manager, it was everybody around her putting her into this celebrity status. And even Sasha said it during the episode. She was like, I really don't like this. And this is not the first time she said this. She said this repeatedly through this series, that she's just not her jam. She's just not her jam. She's doing this and she wants to like end it and quit it. And Gloria was like just joking around with her, but I think she supports her to quit it. She has her idea of maybe not doing this for long. But Mom was like, well, she's going to be doing this for the next several years. What? That's not what Sasha wants. But yeah, she's going to be doing this for several years, but that's the first thing. So you're going to need to be quiet, and you can't come out there. And I think Mom may be the final boss of like kind of taking over of like Sasha and stuff like that. So unfortunately, one of the things that Gloria said is like, hey, give your mom a chance and all this other kind of stuff. I think, and I would say families are complicated, but if a person likes space between them and their parent, there's usually a reason. If a person wants to take space or is like nervous around a family member and they want to just go, trust them. Trust in that they have been dealing with this for decades and they know what's up. And so it's not always this constructed idea of a mom, of a dad, of a brother or a sister or whatever, because they have the teacher's guide, they have the crib notes, they have all of what happened to them. And so, well, she saw that later on when like Mom just came up and said to her. I think we have our issues for each of the relationships going forward. Also, which is still going through it, is that they're interconnected, and that Prim and Min, they're having strife and doing that kind of stuff, and they work together, and that'll be that. And it's very interesting because I also said it, the relationships, but they're also the relationships between this friend group, this work colleague, all of that's going to play out. So it'll be very interesting. But that's all that I have. So, Edison, what do you think about this episode?
Well, this episode was really compelling. Like, I think we had concerns about what the rest of the show would be, and I have no concerns now because I think there's so much going on with the relationships. I agree with you with a lot of things in terms of, you know, I hate to see it, but like Gloria was like, oh, you should, you know, connect with your mom a bit more. And it's just, we saw the pattern, you know, already with Min and Prow. It's kind of like respect the reasons and the space. And I think all families are different and you can't really just assume that their connection is salvageable. And I think it reminds me of something that happened recently in Thailand with the whole scandal with the famous brothers, and the mother was part of a sexual abuse cover-up. And it's kind of like a lot of the times families are involved in knowing if anything's happened and they will cover it up. And so I just am very concerned about Sasha because there's every chance that her mom knows about what's happened in the industry with her, and she might have tried to talk about it with her mother. And so I think there's a lot of things that could potentially be unpacked there. You know, it's obvious that the mom is more concerned with Sasha's career than her well-being. And that's just the unfortunate relationship that she has. It's very interesting television there. I see all sides with the Min and Prim conflict. I think with Min, sometimes it's not just the isolated incident, but there's an undercurrent of relationship dynamics or concerns that play into it, that magnify what's going on. And she is worried that Prim will prioritize Bambi over their relationship. And their relationship is also a working towards a dream relationship. And so, I mean, I've been in those creative situations where I'm like, this has to get done. If you can do something to help, you know, this or that. And I think because they're so close, Min knows about what Prim is doing, which is, you know, the overcorrection, the trying to baby Bambi, when we know that Bambi doesn't want that. And so with all perspectives, I'm kind of more on Min's side in the sense that Prim doesn't need to go to all these lengths for Bambi. She can find a balance. And that's, I think, what Bambi's trying to communicate with her. You can find the balance between work and a relationship. I see where Bambi is coming from. Like, I see from an insecurity perspective that Prim sees her in such an infantilized way that she's not going to prioritize anything other than her, and that's going to detract from her relationships and her work. And it's hard to not feel like a burden, even though there was that other conversation involving the older lesbian. So I think the dynamics are so interesting. I can see all the perspectives. I feel like the storyline is so much more compelling than just normal romantic shows. And I think the romance that comes through is this recognition and this growth that comes from the dynamics between Prim and Bambi being like, I want to be a better person so that you don't have to sacrifice everything for me. And I think seeing where she came from at the beginning as such a, like a, you know, princess type, to now having self-awareness and wanting to be an equal era, so much so that she's willing to set her free, which is, I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't think so, but I just think that's very interesting, like for Bambi, for her character, and I just sympathize a lot with her. So Prow's okay. She's a bit needy, but I can be needy. So I get that. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was such interesting writing. And I think part of that is the subtle tension that you can see build up between all the characters, you know. And I think it's just those micro moments of Bambi being like trying to communicate something, but Prim is not really listening to it, but she does sometimes. But in the end, it's not 100% there and resolved. So I think there's so much complexity.
Also, I wanted to say, Aunt crying. Okay, so normally if you've been with us for some time, I rate crying. And so I do, and I haven't rated crying because I didn't even do that for OnlyFriends, Dream On, because I raped. So I like that crying. I don't know if it's because I've been in a crying desert or whatever, but because it wasn't just one tear. When you get to one tear, but then you get another single tear right after it, it's like, oh my goodness. But then also it brought out that moment because it was also just not only she was sad, but also that was fear. I think the first one tear was sadness, but then also fear of losing this person. And it was good crying. It was good crying. Like, as I said, there's these micro moments that once again, like Milk, when her, Sasha, when her mom was there and her mom was all this and all this, and she was just like, no, I'm not even like, it's not even, there's this registering of just like, who are you? It's not even like, I know your face, but who are you? What are you about to do? And what's the rub? What is the rub? And then also with Bambi, her little micro moments and things like that, and realizing stuff, like all of these actresses are acting. All these actresses are acting. So I wanted to say, 2 snaps. So I actually wasn't paying attention to the heels. Sorry. I was in the story.
Everyone was on vacation. Nobody had heels. Everyone was in the house or they were jogging in sneakers. Nobody had heels.
You know what? It would have been a gag if Bambi would have been running in heels.
I would have loved it. But yes, there were no heels. So, none happened.
But you don't have to talk about that because we have story.
We do have story.
That.
We do have story. So on a scale of Rack from Dinosaur Love to Bilkin and I told Sunset about you, where do you rank the crying?
Oh my God. It's not Dinosaur Love. Not Dinosaur Love.
Okay, well that's good.
Dinosaur Love it. Oh gosh. I'll come back to that. I have to think about it.
Okay, you ponder. We'll circle back around. Well, first and foremost, I'll say Jack is the villain. It's unrelated to this, but I just felt it needed to be said again. But for this episode, I thought it was really, really well done. Lots of things my brain was like latching on to. We'll talk Prim and Min first. I feel like everyone here, like I can see both sides of the conflict. I can understand where both people are coming from. I can understand why Min is so adamant on, okay, well, this is kind of a big client for us, and we're still a very small company. We're doing well for ourselves, but we're still fairly small, and we don't really want to risk potentially losing this client and all their future business for this thing. So like, maybe can we just work this out, and I'll get you time off from in the next couple of weeks. Like I get it. But as someone who's worked many a job that's client facing, many a job that is customer service oriented in some way, shape, or form, the customer is not always right. And it's okay to let the customer know that. There seems to be this awful idea out there in the universe that the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. It is your job to try and accommodate the customer as much as you can, but it's not your job to make the impossible possible. It's not your job to bend over backwards because they changed their mind last minute and want to move up the chute 2 weeks. If we already put in our contract and we set our dates, this is when it's happening, this is when things are scheduled, that's when it is. if we're able to accommodate changing the dates, if we're able to accommodate this change in plan, great, wonderful. But it should not be an expectation that we are going to accommodate your every need when you change your mind at the last minute. Client needs to understand that some things are not possible. So either you proceed with what is possible, or you have to find some other alternative. So for me, I'm on Prim's side, and it's got nothing to do with her and Bambi. It's solely from I took this time off of work. I have this time off of work, and it does not matter what I took this time off for. It doesn't matter if I took the day off because I had a dentist appointment. It doesn't matter if I took it off because I needed a mental health day. It does not matter if there was a death in the family and I'm out of the country. Does not matter what my reasoning is. I took the time off. Time off was approved. I am not in the office. I am unavailable. Me being unavailable means that I am unavailable to everyone work related. So if a client comes up and they're like, hey, I need this. I'm sorry, she is unavailable. I'm sorry, she is out of the office. I'm sorry, she's out of town. She is out of the country. It is just not a possibility. I can try to talk to her, but unfortunately, I cannot make any guarantees because what we set in stone in our contract was this. If we had set in stone in our contract, the date was this, then I would have planned my vacation, my time off, whatever it was at this time. But we said it was this, so I planned my time off here. I am off the clock. No. Done. That's it. Period. Period, point blank. So if the client can't understand that, because it's not friendship, this is purely business. If the roles were reversed and we as the production company said, hey, client, actually something came up the week that we scheduled in our contract, we need to suddenly change the dates to 2 weeks sooner. And if the client can't handle it, like the client's unable to do that, the client's not going to be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. No, the client's gonna be like, we set this date. This is what we have in the contract. So if the roles are reversed, why do I have to give up my time when I am not in the office to then, so I'm like, no. Regardless of what I am doing, who I'm with, my reasons for doing what I'm doing, I'm off the clock. You don't get this time. So I'm all Team Prim there. I understand where Min is coming from, and I understand her need to please these clients. I get it. But sometimes the client is not right. And it is okay to tell the client that some things are not possible. Not everything is possible. I had similar feelings to DC when the Fa and Ant scenario started happening and started unfolding, where at first I was like, I'm not usually a fan of this. Here's the exact mirror image of what's happening to you characters off to the side. Isn't it a eerie reflection? But something about it here didn't bother me, with them being this reflection of Bambi and Prim's situation. Not an exact reflection, but similar enough where it gives Bambi a chance to not only chime in and then let Prim see where Bambi's coming from, but also Ant, who is unrelated to Prim and Bambi's situation, just speaking from her heart about her situation, can speak honestly, like, I never saw her as a burden. Because I can almost guarantee you that's the same way Prim is feeling. I don't see her as a burden. She might see herself as a burden to me. I don't see her as one. I see her as someone that I care about so immensely that, yes, I am willing to move heaven and earth. I'm willing to give up A, B, C, D, E, F, G if it means that I can be here to take care of her. Do I worry about her all the time? Yes. Am I concerned all the time? Do I lose sleep? Do I worry that something's going to happen and I'm not there? Absolutely. Do I want to protect her from everything in the world? Yes, of course. But I don't see it as a burden. I see it as, I love this person. This is my job. This is my job as the person who loves this person, wants to protect them. And I think that's what Bambi needed to hear. I just don't think it still fully sank in that she's not a burden to Prim. But I didn't mind that whole mirror messaging thing happening there. I kind of enjoyed it. Again, as we touched on, the acting is fantastic all around. Priyal was there. She's fine. Shasha and Goria, I mean, it's Milk and Love. I love them. It doesn't matter. They can just sit there and read the phone book and I'd be like, this is the most romantic thing in the world. They're amazing. So yes, the whole first half of the episode, love them. They were just exploring their newfound relationship and doing all the romantic stuff and sitting under the stars and candles and playing in the pool. It's like, okay, it's cute. It's lovely. It's wonderful. And then Mama showed up, and the second she showed up, she didn't even have to utter a word, didn't have to say a goddamn thing, and I already knew I don't like you. And that's a testament to the actress. That is a testament to the actress. That actress did her damn thing, because it was not in what she said, it was her body language. Literally, the fact that Mama never looked directly at either of them. She always, like she's always giving you this evil, like she's a cartoon villain. Like there's something nefarious about the way that she's looking, and like everything feels like a telenovela villainess. Where I'm like, she's just telegraphing that she's the bad guy. Like she is the most Dr. Evil, mustache twirling, like bad guy character we have in the series. Where it's like everyone else has been kind of like complicated and like, oh, gray area. She's like, no, I am the villain. I have my little white cat here. I am the villain. like she is. So from the second she's on screen, I'm like, I don't like you. And then I started like flashing back to things I remembered us touching on in the series, touching on like, yes, Woodson was awful, put Shasha in these situations, but who gave her to Woodson? Who made Woodson essentially her guardian? Who gave her that push? And then we've also had, in addition to Woodson, stealing the money and this, that, the embezzling, all this kind of stuff, Shasha, if I remember correctly, Shasha's also being like told to send money home. She's sending money to her parents. So like Mama's getting basically embezzling money too. Mama ain't working for shit. Mama's living on Shasha. That's why she is more than happy to ship her off to Woodson to make her a star so that Mama can just lay back and reap the benefits. So I'm like, did Mama know about stuff that's happening? I absolutely believe she did. And she didn't care. She does not care. Everything that she said to Sasha in this episode was just dripping in artifice. Everything was fake as shit. Like she didn't mean a goddamn thing she said. And then when she's talking to Goria, basically just giving her these not really threats, but just she's very popular and you should keep your relationship secret if you know what's good for you. And I'm just like, she's accustomed to a lifestyle that she's been living for quite some time off the blood, sweat, tears, and trauma of her daughter. And she is not looking for anything to compromise that lifestyle. So now that Woodson is out of the picture and can no longer guarantee her this lifestyle, she's like, shit, I got to fly in to make sure that whoever is running this is not going to fuck up my money. I got to make sure that whoever is stepping in to take care of Shasha is not going to mess up the situation I have. Is not going to fill her head with ideas of like hope and joy and happiness and, leaving the business. I got to make sure that whoever is doing this understands the status quo and keeps things here. So, and if that means that I need to stay indefinitely, then I will stay and I will be. And it seems like from previews for next week, like she's trying to push Goria out of the manager position and kind of step in a little bit because again, she's looking out for herself. She's looking out for her own money. And yeah, I don't like her. I need her to go out for salt. Need her to. I don't like her. Min and Preo, not too much happened with them as far as their relationship. We had some brief little moments, and like they're moving in together now, and Min was, I guess, kind of absentmindedly letting it slip, where it's like, yeah, I'm moving, whether or not, I wanted to do this, whatever, you want me to move in, so, you should be happy, right? Or like whatever she said. It's like, no, the reason that you move in is kind of important. She kind of wants you to move in because she loves you, not just because you happenstancely decided to come because of circumstance. Like there's some rocky-ishness there. I think it's just some insensitivity on Min's part and not really thinking before she's speaking, because I don't think that she meant it that way. I'm hoping she didn't mean it that way. I think it's just her not really thinking and being distracted by this rift with Prim and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and Bambi, she's in therapy. Which is lovely. I would love conversations. We love conversations. So even though I was joking in the episode, yes, like I would love I actually was thinking that moment before DC said it, like, Prim, it would be great if you had these conversations with Bambi, if you maybe asked her thought process, because maybe Bambi might be understanding. It's the new Bambi. It's not even just the new Bambi. It's the new Bambi, because we have the new Bambi like 6 episodes ago. This is the new and improved version, like 3.0. She's got LED lights and everything. Like this is the new improved Bambi. So like she might understand now, especially in flashback, we got to see that she was actually overhearing the conversations. Like I feel like where Bambi is now, mentally mature as far as maturity goes, to where she was at the beginning of the show are 2 different people. And I feel like Bambi now would be able to have a conversation about Prim going into work. Like if that were something, again, I still say Prim didn't need to go to work. She took the fucking time off. But if Prim wanted to try and make that work, if she really did, and the only thing that was holding her back was because she made this promise to stay out of work and, be here with Bambi, I think Bambi would be in a mature enough place now to have that conversation and understand that it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't love you. It's just, it's this very difficult situation at work. I feel like Bambi would understand. I also would love Bambi to talk to Prim about some of her concerns. But I'm glad Bambi's talking to somebody. She's getting it out of her. She's because sometimes you just need to say things. Sometimes you just got to get it out of your system, and just talking it out loud will help bounce it off of walls and like make decisions. Like, okay, so like maybe just talking to this therapist, even the therapist gives her no advice, maybe just talking will help her come to some sort of decision. But do I need her to be like, to run off and just like, no, I'm doing what's best for her, and I'm just gonna leave her. Her life will be better off with her. No, I don't need that. Because that's the same shit that I was just talking about Prim doing. Like, no, don't make decisions for her. Talk with her, and you guys can make a joint decision together, but don't make the decision for her. We'll see where all of that goes. But I'm glad she's talking to somebody. Good job. Hopefully a therapist is helpful in some way, shape, or form. Therapy doesn't fix everything, but it helps. It helps. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I enjoyed overall, even though there were no heels.
2 more episodes for heel. Okay, just to double back on one of the things you said, and this just popped in my mind, and this just happened. Ants crying is just below Films in Pluto.
Okay.
Remember when it's below her, because it just popped in my mind when she was crying and she realized that we find out the big thing that she was the reason that and the which it was below that crime, because I remember saying that her crime was really, really good, but it was below milk. And so so that's where it lands. Also, as a follow-up, everybody always shortens that quote, but the whole quote is, the customer is always right in matters of taste. It doesn't mean while customer satisfaction is important in the matters of taste. However, it doesn't mean that you move heaven and earth for the customers, because they're wrong. There's a limitation. So in matters of taste, that they're right, because they're getting, but no. And that abuse, sometimes like these sayings and stuff like that, get the whole saying. That's what I'm all about. Like, I'm all about the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure Bambi tried to have a conversation with Prim. She said, don't love me more than you love yourself. And that was her way of trying to initiate that situation. I think the issue with Bambi and Prim is not seeing the growth in Bambi. She's not recognizing 3.0 Bambi. And so Bambi is trying to get that across. I think the burden is not necessarily thinking that Prim thinks that she's a burden. It's knowing that the fear of doing something wrong, triggering something that will cause a breakup, these landmines that your previous Bambi planted is making Prim love so much, and it's the love that's gonna get in the way and be the burden to the whole situation. So sometimes we think, I guess, extreme measures are necessary. Obviously a conversation would be better, but I do see Bambi trying to talk to Prim about what's going on. But
this is true.
I think Prim is so stuck in fear from the previous breakup and now also from the recent trauma that they probably just need a bit more time.
Okay, well, Prim, start listening.
Now, your rebuttal, Topher, because this has turned into a debate. What is your rebuttal to
Jerome?
No. First of all, it's Jamie. We're doing Jamie for the rest of this. It's Jamie.
Pink, take that.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Pink and Ant. Pant.
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 Oh, it's still alive and kicking. Let's not.
Now. 11th episode's right around the corner. No, I'm just kidding.
So many people are forgetting their salt at home. So
that brings this watch of Girls Rules episode 10 to an end. But before you go, if you have any comments, go ahead and put them down there. Topher or Edison will see them. Like this video, share. Also follow Topher. Subscribe at his highest point on his Patreon and stuff like that. All the socials are down below. Follow people and all that kind of good stuff. What they say, you know what they say. You know what to do. But matter of fact, join us next week for episode 11 of Girls Rules. But until we see you until next time, be safe. See you later. Bye.